Welcome back, Washed Up Walk-Ons fans, episode 306 of the podcast. I'm coming at you pretty tuckered out. It's been a long weekend for me. I was up and back to O'Fallon, Missouri. Actually, I forget exactly where I went to pick up the dog, but it was damn near southern Iowa. And back to Nashville. Got myself a 10-week-old German Shepherd puppy. So I'm a little bit tuckered out from taking care of the little guy, but to be honest, he's already my sidekick. He doesn't leave my side. If I take him outside without a leash, he does not leave 3 feet from my heel, no matter where I go. And yeah, he's honestly the coolest dude ever already. So laying with him on the floor, he's taking a nap, and we're just getting him used to home.
Well, tell the folks what you named him.
I named him Bane, and I think it's a pretty fitting name. His dad is a massive black German Shepherd, and his mom is also a black German Shepherd that looks very similar to a wolf. And Bane has a mix of the two, and but he's gonna have a very black face, I think. And yeah, he's gonna be a big old bastard, meat missile, train killer. And
how big were the parents?
His dad was 130 and his mom was about 80.
Jesus, it's gonna be a big boy.
Blackface, gotta be.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big boy, and he's gonna get fed a very lean, protein-rich diet, and he's going to be pulling sleds from his harness. So
you're gonna have him pull sleds, huh?
Oh yeah, at the dog training facility, I'm gonna be having him pull sleds.
Little knees over toes action.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be able to create some horsepower if he needs to.
He's gonna have it. You gonna test his vert intermittently on the jump pad?
I don't know. He's probably not gonna be a big vertical guy. You know, he's probably gonna be north of 110 pounds. So really, I'm trying to build up his endurance and just brute strength.
More of a Josie Jewel type.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bane's a fitting name, dude. He's my favorite villain. I coined myself a bit of a Joker. I can't name my dog Joker because one of my friends' nickname is Joker, and I feel like that would be kind of corny. And Bane's my favorite villain, aside from Joker. So if I'm Joker, he can be Bane, and we can just be super villains together.
He is cute.
Who's your guys' enemy? Who are you guys taking down together as you're being super villains?
Kluver.
Me.
Yeah.
There's nothing to take down, man. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I just mean I'm just gonna have you're just on his kill list first. Like you're gonna be his first human meal.
How do you think Kluver would taste?
Pretty good.
Now he'd taste decently bad because
worse than I did.
He doesn't marbling.
Yeah. I used to be like probably a little bit like
you probably used to be a USDA prime. You probably downgraded it to choice now.
Choice. I used to be tastier, man. I'll give you that. Bane will be disappointed. So he'll have to move on.
He'll still eat you.
Yeah. I thought you said he was in St. Louis, not damn near Iowa.
Well, her brother and his wife live just north of St. Louis. And we stayed there. And then where Bane was at was another hour north of that.
That'd have been St. Charles?
No, it was just north of Hannibal. Like
No, where you stayed with their brother.
No, I stayed in O'Fallon.
Oh, O'Fallon.
Well, now you've got a puppy. And
I do, man.
Quite honestly,
awesome.
I think that's something that in the mental health department maybe should be like a requirement.
It's gonna be great, dude.
I think it should be a requirement for you.
And he's gonna be service dog trained, and so he can go literally everywhere with me.
So you're gonna take him on planes and shit?
Bro, he'll have a seat right next to me. We'll be flying first class up in the sky on a jet plane, living my life.
For those that listen to DHT and are subscribed to the Patreon, which got a couple new subscriptions over the weekend, we got Army members who they're kind of pushing. They're pumping it. I don't have
pushing the militia.
They're pushing the militia. And then one of the people who signed up then immediately put out his own pump and was like, yo, just signed up for Patreon. Just listen to my first DHT. Well worth the money. So it's where it's at.
Let's go, mate. Do you hear this, Kevin? Your boys are putting out content on Tuesdays.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Still don't want to be part of it.
That's a lie.
No, you don't.
You're jealous.
No, you don't. Save your image.
Drake, I just forgot. We need to come out with the Goopy merch, man.
We have to, dude. That's all you. You're merch guy. You're podcast guy.
I know. I want to do it after.
I just got a dog, bro. How you think I got time for Goopy merch? I got a dog.
You sound like an asshole. I just got a dog. I don't have a job. I just got a dog, bro. I just got a dog.
I train enough to have a job.
Yeah. I mean, some
Between
people,
the commute and the training itself.
but to the people who have like a family at home and a full-time job and like,
They're not making Goopy merch. They're listening to our podcast.
that's true. That's true. The Goopy merch will come. Also there's over the weekend, obviously spring ball started last week. We talked a little bit about it. One of the photographers tweeted out that the practice he went to last week, they were given like 30 minutes of media access, and it was one of the smoothest practices he's ever been to. And he was so impressed with how everybody in the Iowa organization just on the buzzer knows exactly where they're going from period to period to period. Everybody's in the right spot. They're almost anticipating and already there before they need to be there. And I responded to him and I was like, well, yeah, it's sort of an environment where you're constantly in a state of don't be that guy. And so when that's the environment you're in, you learn pretty fast to just figure out where the fuck you're going, because you don't want to be that guy.
It's ingrained in your head more so than your home address, probably.
Yeah. And then someone's like, wow, don't be that guy should be a merch shirt. That should be a t-shirt. And I don't know. Tell me.
That's got to be a shirt already. Somebody has to make shirts of that, right?
Yeah, but not underneath the walk-on brand, right? Like relevant to us. Speaking of fucking mediocre brand, I'll tell you what. You know who's not a mediocre brand? This is the difference between a walk-on podcast and a scholarship podcast. And I'll show you right here that this is Pat and Connor McCaffrey's podcast studio. You guys see that?
That's pretty sweet, man. Well, that's what you can get when you have, when your dad's the head coach of the basketball team, and also NIL is a thing,
right? I mean, they've
like, listen, if my last name was Ferentz, I would have a sick studio for us.
It's true. It's true. The Estella's Fresh Mix, they got the lead sponsor.
To be honest, if my last name was Ferentz, I think they might have kicked me out of that family. No, I fit that family pretty well. They didn't kick Steve out, so I still fit.
We gotta have Steve on the podcast, man.
Anytime, dude. One of the best guys I've ever met.
I'll be honest, that's a drop the ball on at least my 1/3 of this. I've never even thought of Steve to have on the podcast.
That's on you.
Well, it's on all of us. So let's just remember that. But yeah, that's set up by the McCaffreys. That's like the dream right there. And I retweeted it and I said, I'm fucking jealous, man. Like, that's all I want is a studio where I can talk to you in person. Podcast would be so much better, but it'll never happen. Oh, it's okay. What else? Anyway,
I feel like we still do pretty good for doing this shit on Zoom.
Okay. Yeah, it's decent. It's decent. Actually, when I tell people that we do it completely remote, they're like, what the fuck? Seriously? I'm like, yeah, man. We just
Kevin does it from his car sometimes.
Yeah, Kevin's in the operating room. He's in the operating room tuning in, right?
I wish, man. That'd be fun.
He just puts it. Everybody listens to us live while they fix old people's.
Oh, if Kevin logged into the Zoom meeting while Buddy's on the table with his hip filleted, and he's just like, "Hey, Doc, at least you got some entertainment."
Yeah,
and you hear Kluber say the F word 17 times in one sentence, and the doctor's like, "Jesus, Kevin, you know this asshole?"
It's like, I can't really. It's hard to operate with this. I mean, this guy's bald as fuck, and I have to look at this while I'm trying to replace a hip here, man. What's going on? Yeah,
I
no,
need to get the ball in the socket to fit correctly.
speaking of the hip, that's evidently where my knee pain's originating. So I've been doing a lot of hip capsule mobilization lately.
Yeah, is it working?
It does work. It's
Does it hurt?
yeah, man. So the stretch for anyone who wants to try it, the main one is you go down on all fours like you're about to take it in the ass. And
Didn't we? Everyone knows what go down on all four means. Didn't need the extra description.
okay.
No, but that's just Kluver because that's the way Kluver likes to spend his evenings.
Right.
All fours, face down, ass up. So he just wanted to let the people know that that's how he envisions this.
You then angle your the distal part of your legs. So that would be from the knee down. To the opposite direction of the hip cap you're trying to stretch. So for me, I angle my feet and ankles out to the right, and then you lean over to the left, and that creates a stretch on the hip cap. And you kind of just work through it. I mean, because it's a ball and socket, you roll through it like, like you're kind of just on a nice little smooth path. And
It's like kind of bouncing the stretch a little bit.
yeah, you kind of just find the positions that are tight, and it's evidently, I mean, it's pretty clear. When I lean to one side, if I were to do it to the right side, there's a drastic difference in my mobility there. So that's probably where the pain is originating from in my knee when I squat, and to the effect, my knee pain has gotten better. So shout out. Yeah, but don't be that guy. Teed up, got that. And Duke versus UNC. That's next on my list. Drake.
Man, that's tough. That one hurts. I really wanted to do well in that DHT March Madness. And I also, man, Coach K's last season ever. How sweet would it have been to watch him ride off in the sunset?
It would have been.
It would have been sweet. Had a little wager against him though, so wasn't too upset about the.
Of course, cock meat Kevin had
Kevin put the money on the Tar Heels. Of course he did.
Loyal to money above all else.
Only cares about the bottom line. Oh shit, he likes the greenback.
Hey, I gotta call right along the lines of loyal to the money above all else. I got a call from my cousin this weekend, and he's like, dude, did I just hear you on the radio? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, I heard somebody promoting Wash Up Walk-Ons or something on the radio. And I was like, could it have been a sports betting commercial? He's like, that's exactly what it is. We got our boy Creamy K-Dub on the radio.
That was me. He heard. Kevin hasn't done that yet.
Oh, well,
yeah,
I thought it was Kevin. I gave you the credit, Kevin.
Yeah.
But Kev might be on the radio if he wants to. We've got a little.
Yeah, talk dollars to me, man.
We've got a little opportunity. Well, I can talk dollars. We'll do that off air.
But speaking of the Washed Up Walk-Ons Patreon account tournament, we do have two people who are going to tie.
Oh yeah, I pulled it up so that we could read off the top 5 or 10 here, and you're right, we are going to have a tie. Because, oh my God, look at going all the way back.
There's a tiebreaker. There's a score. Who gets closer to the final score?
Right.
That's why we put a tiebreaker in.
Oh, that's true. I don't think we can see that.
Yeah, you can. So one person's got it. They both have Kansas as the winner. They have tied points right now, but one has it 74-66, and the other has it 84-79.
I actually know both.
I like 74-66 better.
I know both these people. M. Waller is one of my personal clients. So shout out to my guy. And Jacob Cochran he lived fucking a few miles away in a smaller town and played against him growing up in AU sports. So nickname
Drake's going to come in a respectable 10th place.
Yeah. If Villanova would have won.
That's not too bad, man.
Yeah, if Villanova would have won, I would have gotten second. And if Duke would have won, Drake would have gotten second. No cigar for either of us because the Tar Heels are the upset. Spoiler alert. It was almost too good of a story, right? If Duke goes and wins that thing. kind of crazy. Good game last
But
night.
like, how do you let them beat you twice on Coach K's final home game
It's tough.
and in the NCAA tournament, dude?
Yeah.
Get pissed on.
Yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow for the Dukies.
Yeah, they took a dookie for sure. Also their team was elite. Like I don't watch basketball. So that's the first time I watch either of those teams play last night. And granted, UNC's got some dudes as well. That Love guard is out of his mind good. But a couple of those guys on Duke are here's what I said to my wife. I said, when you watch Duke versus North Carolina, it looks a whole lot more like NBA basketball than college basketball. It was very significantly different than watching the Iowa Hawkeyes play a basketball game in the Big Ten. The flow of the game and how the offense runs and how the whole everything just goes, it's completely different than what Iowa fans look at a normal basis. Those two teams are really good. Kansas is elite. They've got an insane big dude. I guess I'm cheering for UNC because they're the 8th seed. I like the underdog, but we'll see. Shout out to the others who are at the top of the bracket. Everybody, I guess, if Kansas wins, this guy in 7th will jump up into 3rd. I don't know your name. Just Bachness is your ESPN name. We got Noah Mueller, C. Wayne, somebody with a Keegan Murray fanboy username, Kristen, David Delsberger. So a couple of the true army up in there. Congrats on that.
Who do we like tomorrow in the championship? It's Kansas -4, which I thought that line would be bigger.
I know, and I think someone
I would take Kansas -4 there. No, actually, give me Carolina +4.
Someone asked about Carolina +4 in the Discord, like right before we got on here.
Wait, is Bill Self still the coach of Kansas?
Yep.
Ooh, give me Bill Self.
Okay. Bill Self has been in Marshalltown, Iowa in the Roundhouse before.
I mean, North Carolina's looked good, obviously. Kansas has looked really good.
I might roll with UNC. I mean, they're playing so well, right?
I mean, dude, Kansas just beat Villanova by 16. They beat Miami by 15.
They spanked Villanova. They came out.
They're playing
firing.
good basketball, man.
Yeah. Before this weekend, the dunk tournament, and I think we'd be remiss to talk about this, and the 3-point contest went down.
Dunk tournament, huh?
The dunk contest and the 3-point contest went down. Was that pretty white? Was that pretty bad?
Yeah, man. Hey, Dad, can you take me to the dunk tournament tonight? I want to watch those guys that don't look like me jump higher than I can.
Okay, here we go. J-Bo won. J-Bo goes out and just, hey, what a way to finish the career, go win 3-point contest.
Do they get anything for that? Any prize? Anything nifty?
He had a necklace, or he had some necklace around, like big chain with a plaque around his neck after he won in the pictures. I think. I'm not sure. I don't think you don't get money or anything. I don't know.
That's still pretty cool. Yeah, how about that?
Now here's
You're still known as the best shooter in college, I guess.
Yeah. What are the odds J-Bo comes on the podcast?
0.
You think it's 0? You think it's 0?
I laughed at him for getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And you shitted down his neck.
I did?
Maybe I did.
I think as a podcast, I don't know, man. I think if someone goes back and listens to that unemotionally, I think it was I think it was a pretty fair assessment of the situation, and just a very subjective, because I've never even talked to Jordan Bohannon in my life.
I do think we laughed at him.
But that's not personal. I mean, people can see it as personal, but it's not personal for me, at least. I mean,
yeah, it's not personal for me either. I was just laughing.
I'd be a good guest. He'd pull numbers.
By all means, go for it.
I'm gonna reach out to him. I mean, do I think that there's a better than 50% chance he's gonna tell me to fuck off or just not respond? Yes. But I'd be remiss to if I don't reach out to him, bad podcast guest or host, and already bad podcast host, but be a worse podcast host if I didn't at least try and get him on the show. Right? We need a little
You know why people like you, Kluver?
Why?
Because you don't sugarcoat that you're shit, but you also don't sugarcoat that you try hard. And the people know that, you give it your effort, and that's what it takes.
I mean, I try to be pretty, pretty just transparent with everything. I mean, it is what it is. DK Metcalf's diet. Wanted to bring this one up.
No chance he's telling the truth.
You think
Bullshit.
you
Yeah,
think he's lying?
100%.
So for those that
Dude,
missed
he's
it,
way too rich. He has teammates that they feed him at the complex. Like, yeah, he's lying. He just said that to be
yeah, you're probably right.
inflammatory to the media. He's trolling.
You think it's close though? You think it's like still pretty
No.
not great, or you think he's
No.
dialed in and he's just fucking around?
I think what he was saying was, I eat candy whenever I want, and I still look like this. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, and he probably has like one planned meal a day, but he's still eating other food. Like, yeah. So
I don't even believe that.
I mean, there are people out there who, I mean, he's still only 24 years old. I mean, for a while, you can get away with those genetic. We knew some fucking guys in Iowa City who were built like fucking robots and probably weren't eating the best, like even though we got food. I don't know.
Oh yeah. There's dudes like eating trash, and whenever you got that black car, were burgers, fries, and chicken wings. And Kluver was one of those guys, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, did you just
guy.
name off Kluver? Goes to the muffins, gets 3 of those, goes to the cookies, gets 6 of those. Make sure to not ever put a green on his plate, and then throws
Still
a half
don't.
gallon of chocolate milk down his gullet. Yeah, you just described Kluver to a T.
Which, by the way, still don't put greens on my plate. Figured out you don't need those to look good. Yeah, the genetic expression and also the daily input in the form of exercise and how much calories I was burning, vastly different than some of our former teammates and friends. When you eat all that food and then you go to practice and you just watch the offense and the defense run around, that doesn't quite need that much fuel as if you're one of the guys running around.
Hey, Kluver on the introduction board in Kinnick. Tyler Kluver, long snapper. I'm a fat tub of shit.
Dude,
Wow.
I wish I could have, man. I wish I would have done more stuff like that. If this brought up in my mind a question or sort of a topic. If you could go back to our time in Iowa City, and it could be any of the years, obviously from the time we entered and Drake was trying to eat hamburger helper or thought he was going to eat hamburger helper every day to the end of our career, what would you guys have done, if anything, differently with the knowledge you have now nutritionally? Was there
Took more
anything
steroids.
Okay, well that's not okay, would have gassed it up more. All right, well, yeah. Okay, check that
I
one
mean,
off.
if you want honesty, if honesty is the best policy, I'd have just done more steroids and been a better player earlier.
But
And then when the coaches came to me with their in-house drug test and asked me why my testosterone was through the moon, I'd be like, do you want me to be a good player or do you want me to suck? And that's the end of that conversation.
Do you really think that's how it was going to go, Drake?
Dude, when the coaches in the weight room knew of my illicit activities post career, they loved it and they wanted to see just how gassed up I could possibly get.
Because you were no longer under their umbrella. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and guess what? When I sucked, I wasn't worth shit to them anyways. They could have fucking thrown me to the wolves after I failed a drug test and it wouldn't have mattered anyways. I sucked dick, dude. So yeah, I would have took more steroids earlier.
okay, that's great. But what would you put in your body that had nutritional value? That was the question. If we could all take steroids.
Bologna sandwiches.
Okay. Kevin, do you have an answer to that? You ate pretty, and this is interesting for you because you ate pretty clean.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't change very much, honestly.
Okay. All right. What would, if you
In
had
all honesty, man, I really did eat pretty good there.
if you guys had the control of the reins in your hands as a coach, what would be your ideal diet for an 18 to 20-year-old Division I football player? If you could
More steroids.
Okay. All right.
Dude, like we had it pretty good. I'd get rid of the breakfast sandwiches and just replace it with like another breakfast buffet. So you can just get like eggs and toast and fruit, basically.
Would you, if you were the strength coach, would you use body weight as your judgment of how?
No, I would have used a DEXA scan.
Okay.
I would have definitely changed that. I
I'm,
would have told the athletic department that our football team needed to invest in a DEXA scan because the performance output of each individual can be absolutely dialed in.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
yeah, for sure I would have said fuck body weight because there were some real questionable numbers that were getting put on that sheet.
Well, and in my mind, it's like, okay, you have this huge budget, you spend $1 million on food or whatever, all this different stuff. Like with a DEXA scan, okay, so back it up for a second. For those listening, what I'm getting at here is obviously gaining weight is important for a lot of college athletes, especially those who are linemen who are far behind and trying to get to a Big Ten level. You looking for your dog or your phone?
My phone.
Oh. I just imagined you looking down and be like, where'd Bane go?
Nah, I'm looking at that little bastard right now.
So a lot of DBs, receivers, they're skinny guys, right? They excelled in high school because they were faster than everybody else, and maybe their technique and their skill was on another level. They made it to the college level, but now they realize, oh shit, I'm gonna have to be physical, especially if you play in the Big Ten. So that means putting on weight, right? And those that don't understand that process, essentially you have a calorie balance. You have to eat more calories than you burn. And the way our coaches not directly went about it, but sort of monitored that was like, are you gaining weight or are you not? Right. And that's how we know if you're eating enough calories on a daily basis.
Because we know you're doing the work that we're asking you to do because we're watching you like a hawk. So the only thing that you need to be doing that you wouldn't otherwise be doing is eating the food that we can't monitor you as you eat 24/7.
Right. And the problem with that even too is like they don't even know necessarily to a certain guy how much each guy is burning. Right. Everybody's genetically different. Different positions on the team are going to take on certain different workloads. So the best way to do that, I mean, that would still be a little bit up in the air, but to figure out your baseline before exercise each day, a DEXA scan, and really, I mean, you could do several things. I just think it would be interesting to go back.
I think what you guys are proposing is way too cost and labor intensive.
Oh man, I
effective.
don't know. I think there's an untapped potential.
You're talking about a team with 110 guys plus, getting them, and you want to figure out to the calorie every day what they should be eating.
Not every day, but just closer, right? Because I feel like there was a lot of guesswork, and I actually feel like there wasn't enough education on our side of things, which led to a lot of guys having to guess, right? Nutritionally, or not understanding that on a consistent basis. Like all we knew was eat as much as you can so that you gain weight, or so that you can keep your body weight on. But I think if we would have gone just a little bit further with some numbers or some education on how that worked on a slightly deeper level, it would have saved some guys maybe some grief or some
like how? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, we wouldn't have jacked up certain certain guys' weight up more, or what? Or you're like the guy, you're actually talking about the actual player. Like, should I be eating or not?
I think that, yeah, I think that if guys knew the actual number side of it, like that this is a math equation, to a large extent, and it's not perfect calories in, calories out. Like that's not a 100% perfect model, but it's a lot of it. And they actually understood how many calories were in. So guy comes off the field, Ike comes off the field, he lost 6 pounds during practice or whatever. Obviously a lot of that's water. The rule is, hey, replace every pound of water lost with a Gatorade or whatever, right? But monitoring their weight at home every night at Benton and seeing, oh, I'm a couple pounds under. What is a couple pounds in food, right? Well, a pound of body weight is 3,500 calories. How many of our teammates knew that, right?
A pound of fat is
a pound of body weight.
Fat and body weight are different things.
So what's a pound of muscle?
It's got different caloric.
It's going to be
amount
significantly
than fat.
fewer calories because proteins have fewer calories and a pound of muscle is significantly less tissue. So
Yeah.
it's going to be
Fat is 9
way lower.
kilocalories per gram.
So I guess you could just cut it into
versus
2 and
protein's 4.
2 and a quarter
That's I don't know
effectively.
I don't know if those numbers are relevant towards when you're burning it all. That's the caloric nutritional value of a calorie of a gram of fat. I don't know if there's no gram.
Right, but a pound of muscle is then 16 ounces and 28 grams. So what's 28
what?
times
Protein?
16? Yeah, and then so here. All right.
I'm saying I don't know. I don't know if you guys are right.
Clover, what you're saying is not checking up, basically.
No.
You say, oh, I lost 2 pounds. That's 3,500 calories each. You're saying I have to eat 7,000 calories before I go to bed now?
No. I'm saying that of course that losses in practice were obviously drastic due to water weight. But I'm saying if you could track week to week, right, which is a better number, like we did, and they saw, oh, I was able to
All right, here you go, Clover. So listen to this. A pound is 448 grams, and 1 gram of protein is 4 kilocalories. So assuming that every single fiber in that muscle is just protein, which we know it's not, but we're just going to start there. Assuming that 1 pound of muscle is not quite 1,800 kilocalories.
Okay.
I think we're past that point in the conversation, but thank you, Drake. Yes. Go ahead, Clover, with your thought that I'm not.
My thought was if more guys knew just a level deeper than the, hey, eat more so that you can gain weight, the very just brash, hey, drink more so that you can put that weight back on. And there was a little bit more of like, oh, my goal, coach wants me to gain 15 pounds this offseason. How would I adjust my diet to do that other than just, hey, every meal I'm just eating as much as I could? Or, you know, and what food, like, I don't think you know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Maybe
So yeah, I know, like, okay, yeah, you have your off-season meeting with Doyle, and he's like, we need you to gain 10 pounds this season.
Yeah.
You don't get your weight bumped up 10 pounds that next body weight.
I understand.
He's going to do it slowly, so over the week to week, and you're going to judge week to week. So
I understand, but for a guy who then has that goal to gain 10 pounds, all he knows is like, I just got to eat a bunch.
I mean, that's basically the solution. Yeah.
It's just not very dialed in. Guys could have
How
gotten
would you dial in more? This
teach
is
them
the main question.
Have them actually track calories, know how much calories are in what food. Guys, I understand college athletes, they're trying to do class. They're fucking stupid anyway. Half the guys in our that we played with probably couldn't have done it anyway. But I'm telling you,
couldn't or wouldn't or just made it up, dude. Like, yeah.
But if they're serious about
getting into the weeds here and you're chasing perfection at the enemy of good.
I'm not chasing perfection. I'm just chasing better and easier for guys who have this goal of gaining or losing weight. And we're just told very, very, very generalized things like eat more or we're going to do more conditioning and like when you put numbers to it, it becomes a little easier to like go about it on a day by day basis of like, I don't know. Fuck me. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm.
You're not stupid. I think you're trying to outsmart yourself though.
Do I agree that it's maybe a little too much to put on those guys' plates when they're already just like, dude, I'm just trying to learn the playbook. Like, I don't need to know that cottage cheese is mostly protein and fat and there's no carbs in that versus like if I get full on a salad, but there's not a lot of calories in salad, like I get it, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, dude, they tracked
just eat like
body
DK.
weight. They started tracking your sleep even more aggressively after we left, and it's like, yeah, they're college athletes. They're damn near professional athletes. How much of it do we want to track? I guarantee you, professional athletes aren't tracked to that level. They're just expected to, you know, be at the body weight that they should probably be at and be in shape.
I would argue with that many professional athletes know exactly how many calories that they should be eating a day.
They do, but I guarantee you the teams aren't tracking it. The teams just expect them. You are professional.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
You are expected to be a professional who's in shape and know what you're.
But with their personal trainer or their nutrition coaches, they know. Yeah, I don't know.
You would assume so if they're being professional about it.
That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. Just eat like DK Metcalf, dude. Everybody out there, just eat one meal a day.
Is that how this conversation started?
Yeah. Just eat bags of candy.
Smoked.
Eat bags of candy and fucking one meal a day and a coffee. And that's all you need. Because you and DK have the same genetics.
Can you imagine if everyone walking around was just DK Metcalf?
Everybody on Earth?
Yeah, dude. Like any sort of alien comes and tries to invade Earth, like they'd be like, "Oh, we made a mistake."
Oh, fuck. Hey, wrong planet.
Really intelligent if you're trying to come invade this Earth if we're all DK Metcalfs, because we have the brawn taken care of.
Fuckers come down, walk out of the spaceship. Oh, fuck. We picked the
wrong one. We picked the wrong exit.
We gotta go to the next planet down because they're all fucking jacked here. We can't take these guys. That would be so stupid. It'd be like an iRobot when they've got all those robots lined up in the warehouse. Just like, fuck, man. Someday. I've seen some AI shit. Soon the robots are gonna take over. We're all fucked anyway. So it is what it is.
Yeah, good. Put us out of our misery.
Is Tiger plus 5,000 a good bet this week?
No.
I mean, no, he should be plus 50,000 if we're being honest, but I think plus
Tiger's
5,000
probably plus 1,000 to even tee up on the first tee.
If he plays, though, I don't know. Somebody said
he's a game time.
It's a
decision,
miracle
right?
that he is even potentially going to play. Like the fact that he's there walking the course, playing it, thinking about trying to play a competitive tournament at Augusta is an absolute miracle. So just enjoy it if it happens.
Tiger already had his miracle outing. I don't know if we're gonna ever see another one from him.
Hey, never say never. He's the GOAT.
What do you like this weekend, Drake?
Man, how can you bet against Scotty Scheffler this year? He is just hotter than a pistol after you fired 6 shots through it. And who else, man? Francesco Molinari is a pain in the ass always. I think DJ's kind of on his game.
But the Masters isn't really a huge one that rewards long hitters, in my opinion.
I think JT, if he hits the ball like he did that day in the wind at Arnie's place, that was Arnie's, but no, that was the Players. If he hits the ball like he did that day at the Players when he shot, what was it, 69, and he had 0 bogeys in the wind, I think he's a real contender.
Justin Timberlake shot 60.
I don't know. There's 5 names. I feel like those are 5 pretty good ones. John Rahm always.
John Rahm's your favorite at plus 900. JT's second at plus 1,200.
then
Scotty
Scotty
Scheffler.
Scheffler's your money guy.
Plus 1,400.
Yeah, I mean, if he's getting almost twice what, or 1.5 what Rahm is, he's definitely money because he's 3 out of his last 5.
I think there's some value at Morikawa at plus 1,800.
Colin Morikawa.
How's he been finishing? How's he been scoring? Because I know he's been hitting the ball great with his irons. He's high up in scoring with irons, but where is he off the tee and on the greens?
My father-in-law went down to watch the practice round tomorrow again.
I don't know off the top of my head, Drake. Let's see.
I don't know
Scroll down
about-
the list. Tony Finau plus 5,000.
No. Oh yeah, at 5,000, that's value.
Are there odds on him
Because-
twisting an ankle again?
But
Busted.
he's never closed, so
Old Tony Finau. Yeah, somebody asked that in the Discord as well. If how much on Tiger plus 5,000?
So here's another one. Tiger Woods to finish in the top 5. Yes, plus 1,400. No, minus 10,000.
yeah. I mean,
That's-
Only plus 1,400?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
that,
they're
stay
not
the hell
trying
away
to-
from that. Yeah.
They're not trying to juice it. They're not trying to get people to play that.
No, yeah, because there's just gonna be because he's a guy that people bet on just because they like betting on him.
Right.
So they're gonna have just a whole lot of a risk towards him doing very well. So they just want to kind of
Yeah, but there's odds for a reason,
Mitigate the risk.
you know?
what we're saying is the odds don't reflect the actual chances of it happening.
No matter what they put him at?
No.
No, what they
These
currently have
set of
it.
odds, what we're
Oh,
looking at.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. So it's priced at as if it's plus 1,400. It's priced as if there's a 5% chance of it's happening. Drake, I'd say there's less than a 1% chance of it happening.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to assume because I don't know what the chance of him teeing it up is set at right now. Like if what's Vegas got him teeing the ball up on Thursday, hole number 1.
I don't know. I saw his stats.
I don't know. I don't see that. but
His
it's-
stats
yeah.
at Augusta.
Because it can't be more than 50. Go
his,
ahead.
His stats at Augusta are disgusting.
Disgusting.
They're like, he's played there 20 times. He's never finished out of the top 10. He's finished out of the top 10 like 3 out of 20 times. He's never missed the cut line. He finished top 3 8 times, won 5 times or something like that, and he's taken home like 10 million from there. Like, guy likes it in Augusta, huh?
Decent spot down there.
Good place for old
Up there for him. He's from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida.
LP.
That's down there in the bottom of the bucket.
That's way down there, huh?
That's down there.
We fucked around for a decent amount of time on this thing. Let's finish with this. Oh, I guess when we were talking about the script jerseys the other day, either of you have any idea who gets the final say on jerseys and who designs those alternates?
No idea.
I think the seniors get to put in design ideas. KF has to be the veto power on everything, and I think Greg designs them. That's my guess.
We never got asked
I'd-
about like the
if the
Ohio State
seniors-
Good call.
jerseys.
We did in the Ohio State. You're right.
I was gonna say if they
totally
asked the
wrong.
seniors about the design ideas, the
They
three of
just said,
us,
fuck our class.
the 3 of us were left off of that. They might have just went to Josie. But yeah,
I wonder then. Maybe it's a bigger committee then.
I don't know who. There's no way they let Greg design the jerseys. Broski's.
I
not-
imagine Nike has come to them as like, hey, we got 12 different alternate jerseys for you. If you ever want them, let us
Con-
know.
concepts.
And
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then Greg and KF talk about, okay, KF comes to Greg, like, we'll do an alternate jersey this year or something. And
Final say is definitely KF.
yeah, 100%.
There isn't a thing that isn't final say in that program that isn't KF, or that he hasn't delegated final say to. Yeah, I don't know. I wish
Wasn't there one question that you're about to ask, but you wanted Kevin to be here for it? Didn't you say that there was a question on the Discord that you're gonna ask, but you're like, oh, I need to ask Kevin first, right? Or Kevin needs to be here.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Or maybe I said Kevin needs to be here.
We're such a
I don't know.
well-run podcast.
Well, the nice thing is we can just cut out the silence with that button I
We're
found.
3 idiots and a mic, man. This is what people expect from us anymore.
Yeah.
Tis the dry season.
Yeah, we talk about fucking just not fun shit. I don't know. The question that was put in there most recently was you have to take a bullet for one teammate.
Oh,
Who is it? Great question. Great question. And there's now this is some deep thought. No words out of either of you directly into the deep thought. Is it? Yeah, it had to be someone we played with in the 5 years. Yeah, this isn't like if you could save Dallas Clark's life, would you take a bullet from? No, it's somebody from our 5 years who we played with, like some theoretical, someone active shooter walks into the complex.
I have an answer that I think will be different than your guys's. So that I think mine would be different.
God, I don't have
It
an
just
answer.
has to be one though, man.
It's the number. I mean, yes, I'm
You're
sure
the meat shield for one guy.
there's a couple that there's obviously more than one you'd probably, go to lengths for. But if you had to rank, all right, there's one teammate I'm taking a bullet for. I feel like you have someone in your head, Kevin, but you're
I mean, I there's a bunch of people I feel like I take a bullet for.
Okay.
In that building. Do you not feel the same? I just don't know how to.
See,
say, like,
I've got
this
I've
one
got an
person's
answer
head and
for
shoulders
why
above
mine.
everyone else. You know.
There's not a lot of people I'd take a bullet for in my life. I'm pretty goddamn selfish. There are several on the team. Y'all might make the cut. Maybe. But it ain't like my list is 100 deep. I wasn't that close with that many.
I mean, it
people.
ain't 100 deep, but it's at least a dozen or two. You know.
From the team, yeah, probably over the 5 years, but not just from like one single year. James Morris, I would have taken a bullet for.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, of course.
Mine's from the same class. No, I lied. Mine's from a different class.
I'm going to choose Wiseman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go very similar to both of you guys is Brandon Sheriff.
Why would you choose someone who's the bullet's gonna bounce off of, bro?
Listen, because
let
here's
it
my
hit.
thought behind it. Here's my thought behind it. His future versus mine way brighter. So I'm gonna let him shine. And there's one answer. Two, what he meant to our team, he was like irreplaceable.
Yeah, that was my
Three,
thing with James.
I'm not sure anybody could have been said to bleed more black and gold than him. Like he was willing to risk his career to come back and play against Iowa State with a bad knee. Like he was as black and gold as it gets. So you just add everything up, like not to mention, I don't know, dude, he was just kind of like a big bro to me when he was around the building. He was always cool as fuck to me. So just all those things combined, I feel like he would have been the best value for the bullet.
Okay. He did tear his meniscus. That motherfucker is Superman. He tore his meniscus, had surgery on a Tuesday morning, played on Saturday.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So, and I know the meniscus is not a huge deal, but
Still definitely wasn't feeling too good.
that was wild to me. I thought, when we say athlete, we're talking about two different things. If you're comparing me in 2013.
You know what's it's not as crazy though is Drew Ott playing with no ligaments in his elbow.
True.
That was, man, old Drew Ott, huh? What a guy. He posted a video.
That'll go down as one of the worst beats of all time.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, and especially the fact that he's powering through the fact that he has no ligaments in his elbow.
And that was from
And
what?
then
Like,
goes and tears his ACL.
that was from the Iowa State game that he hurt his elbow.
Yeah.
And then week 5 we played Illinois and he fucking no contact injury tears his ACL.
Week 6 or 5.
I remember it was early in Big Ten play.
Yeah.
fuck, man. My heart hurts for Drew. Bad. Still to this day.
I mean, you just talk about like all time what could have been.
Dude, he'd be in
All
the
time.
he'd be in the league right now. But he just, the body just didn't want to do it for him. There's a few of those guys. There's a lot of those guys out there. Probably.
I mean, and then like he comes back, he's in incredible shape training for us on our pro day. And like the scouts were like really interested in how he was doing. And then hamstring again.
And then even after that, he was doing tight end stuff, trying to make shit work. Like, man, guy hung around. Well, that's a good question. By the way, from the other day on DHT Drake, people want to know why we also haven't had Stone on yet.
Oh, we can get
Stoner.
Stizzy on. Absolutely.
Stizzy's a nice little story. He's got some good experience.
Is he still?
And I got another bro from the gym, a guy that actually played us in 2013. He was a tight end for Northern Illinois, and he went on to be a scout team tight end in the NFL and then played professional lacrosse for a while. Now he is the head strength coach for Nashville MMA's fight team, and he's cool as hell. His name's Tim, and we were talking. He didn't know I had a podcast until somebody else brought it up. And he's like, "Wait, you have a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of right up our alley." And we started talking about what it was. And they're like, "You should have Tim on." And I was like, "Tim, I don't." And Tim's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I was like, "All right, cool." So that'll be good content.
Absolutely. All about that.
Small world, huh?
Yeah, small world.
Small world. And Drake's just living in it. It's just Drake's the true story of just a boy and his dog. I'm
Facts.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm happy you got
He's
a
out
dog.
here. He's just cushed out behind me.
He's big chilling. Show the people. Oh, buddy.
The two of y'all just gonna be eating Wagyu steaks for dinner every night.
He's definitely feeding Bane.
Wagyu's got a little too much fat. We're gonna have him on the choice material.
He's on that lean meat. He's eating fillets, bro. Drake is the kind of guy who would like buy that farmer's dog food. It's like $8.68 a serving.
Oh, I'm feeding him a raw diet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he goes to puppy school on May 1st, he will be getting transitioned by not that kind of transition. It's 2022, but not my
Wow,
dog.
your dog's transitioning.
Transitioning from a kibble diet to a raw diet.
So do I have to use they them with Bane when I meet him, or how does that work?
Dude, like I started this podcast off with, you better hope you don't meet him.
Dude, he's gonna love me.
He's gonna eat your throat.
No.
And then I'm gonna shit in it.
No. He's gonna love me and we're gonna hang out. It'll be all good. It'll be all good. Don't
Not
worry
when you
about
use that they them joke and I say sick 'em.
it. We should use Bane. We should use Bane's cute little face for some merch, dude. We should put him on the merch.
With his bent ear.
Yes.
Little bent ear merch.
That should be the DHT mascot.
You know what you could call it? You call it what's the dude's name we hate? The beat writer.
Rob Ho?
Yeah.
Bane of Rob Ho's existence or something like that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He's dude, those ears kill me, bro. All right. I'm speaking of me being about the same fat percentage as Wagyu beef several years ago. I'm gonna go try and add to that, and it is Culver's night in the Kluver household. So yeah, that's correct. It's sexual. Anything you guys want to add before we get off this podcast? I mean, just an absolute.
This is
Banger
one of
of
the
an
worst
episode.
ones we've done in a while.
You think this is one of the worst ones, huh?
Dude, I think this had a lot
of
of
a good one.
I think this has a lot of potential to make people laugh. That's all I'm
Yeah.
shooting for these days.
Yeah. I might have to chop down on some of that nutritional conversation that got deep.
Yeah, we got in the weeds in that one.
Yeah, we got too far deep into that. Otherwise, that's it, dude. I still have a few Spencer Peters quotes from last week's interview, but I'm just kind of sitting on them, from a Chad Leistikow interview. I'm just sitting on them. We'll come back to it. We'll get there. Anyway, that's 306.
So you had stuff that we could have been talking about, but instead we were arguing about your diet.
Yeah, we talk about whatever I want to talk about.
I fucking hate you.
This is what we get for giving him so much power.
Drake laughed. He's not even listening to you anymore. He does that on DHT all the time. He just shuts his computer. Must be nice to just shut your computer and all of a sudden a podcast appears in the feed, huh? Weird how that happens. Holy shit. 306. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Peace.